What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to the next episode of the Three Peaks Fitness Podcast. I'm Coach Mark.
I'm Coach Lynette.
Today we're going to talk about supplements, and in particular supplements and how they relate to weight loss, whether they're helpful, whether you should avoid them. We're going to give you the rundown on all that.
Just an overview.
Just an overview, yeah. This is by no means an in-depth, extensive, deep dive into any one supplements. This is just kind of we're painting with a broad brush here to give you an idea of which supplements you should consider taking, which ones you should consider not taking.
Yes,
and all that good stuff.
Supplements are a huge industry. They get sold sort of like by reputable companies and non-reputable companies. Mm-hmm. So it's good to make these decisions with a level head, not be emotional when you're choosing a supplement. Not just like, oh, I'm going to try that, because of the things they promise.
Yeah. Yeah, so it is important to note that supplements are not regulated directly by the FDA.
Okay.
So supplement companies are expected to test for things like purity and consistency in their own batches, which can allow them to, at times, put whatever they want in there.
So they self-regulate.
They self-regulate. Now, if they get caught, the FDA does still test. If they get caught, then they can definitely get in trouble for that. The FDA can require them to, put out a recall for a batch of supplements and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, they are pretty much kind of allowed to put what they want in there.
Okay, because they're neither a food nor a drug.
So that's where it can get tricky.
Okay, and one more point we want to make for all supplements considerations that you are doing. A supplement is called a supplement because you're supposed to have your nutrition already lined up. It's not in place of. It's not a substitute. It's a supplement. Mm-hmm. And so it's to just fill in gaps. It's not supposed to replace any major food groups.
Wait, so I thought I could just take a pill and then I didn't have to eat my veggies.
Yeah.
Are you saying that's not...
Sorry.
It doesn't work that way?
Sorry. Don't kill the messenger.
All right. So starting things off with probably one of, if not the most popular supplement, protein.
Yes, it's popular with me.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it.
Yeah, whey protein.
Protein supplement.
Protein
I am a
powder.
Fan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, protein powder, protein bars.
Yes.
There's no shortage of protein. It was interesting talking to you because I almost didn't even consider protein a supplement. I just kind of considered it more food.
One of your foods that you eat.
Blowing up. I considered it a food. I was just like, there's whey protein, it comes from milk, so that was kind of my
it is processed
logic.
And it is a supplement.
Yeah.
But it is really helpful, right? When you're on your when you're on your go, it's really helpful. So yeah, I use protein powder all the time to help me meet my protein needs. But you don't want to exclusively get all your protein from a powder or a bar or any other whatever source or form it's taking. You want some protein that comes from actual food and plants and animals and whatever. So the thing I read today from Precision Nutrition recommended that you could take between 40 and 80 grams a day of protein from a supplement and then try to get the rest from food. That is tough. Mm-hmm. And that's a general thing. Like, everybody's body is different. So if you have a bigger body, you probably up that number. So, but it's just a general guideline, like just trying to help people understand. Don't sit there and eat 5 protein bars in a day and say, "Oh, got my protein for the day." Like, we want to eat food first, and then supplement with the protein.
Yeah, so you're looking at probably 2 to 3 servings of some sort of protein supplement. Right? Most proteins, whether it's a protein bar or a shake, is going to have anywhere from 20 to 30 grams of protein. Yeah. So anything beyond 2, maybe 3 servings of that, and it's not as effective as if you were to just eat food, get your protein from your food.
Yeah, like meats and dairies and some plants. One thing, a pit I see a lot of people fall into when it comes to protein is they read the word protein on a package. like on a Cliff Bar or something, and it's really not a protein dense food. It's you look at the ingredients and it has like 24 grams of carbs and 13 grams of fat and like 6 grams of protein.
Yeah.
Like, that's not protein dense.
But they have protein in big letters on the packaging. Yeah.
Yeah, just because it says, they can print anything they want on the front.
Yeah.
So if you really want to know if a food is protein dense, just look at the nutrition label. And if it's got more grams of protein than they do of carbs and fats, then it's protein dense. So, and if it has a lot of carbs and fats or equal to the protein, then I would consider that a meal bar, not a protein bar.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
a meal replacement bar.
Yeah,
because a lot of people unknowingly take in a lot of carbs and fats in an effort to get their protein when they're trying to eat the bars. So that's why I like the powders, because you don't get as much of that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So,
all right.
In regards, to protein, do what's best for you. But our general recommendation is protein powders and protein bars are good as long as they're in moderation.
They're really
in appropriate
helpful
amounts.
And protein's really helpful for weight loss. Number one thing, right? It's harder for the stomach to digest. Takes longer, more energy, and helps you not be as hungry. It's one of the most important things that you can eat. Probably the most important thing you can eat when you are searching for weight loss and good health.
Yeah, because protein is not just for rebuilding muscle. Protein is used for building everything.
Everything. Builds your hormones. It builds your bones.
Yep.
It builds your brain. It builds everything.
Everything is made of protein.
Yeah.
Cool. So moving on to greens. Now, I've never tried any green supplements. Okay, so
I have not done the green smoothie. Sorry, guys.
Here. Yeah. I do know one of the more popular green supplements called Athletic Greens.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people take that. What did you find on greens? What did your research lead you to?
Okay, so basically they've taken a bunch of vegetables, powdered them up, and acts just like protein powder, right? You scoop it in, mix it with water. You can put it in a smoothie if you want. That's why they have green smoothies. So it just adds vitamins, and some minerals to whatever you're drinking, or if you want to just drink it straight, if you're some kind of a hardcore person.
Yeah.
So I don't like to label anything good or bad. If you are a truck driver and you have no access to fresh vegetables, then this is great, right? It tides you over, right? Or if you're flying, around the world and you're not going to be able to eat anything for 12 hours and you want to add this. So it's great on the road. But again, like we said at the beginning, it doesn't replace real vegetables. It's just a supplement in a pinch. It's great in a pinch, but it's not meant to be something that you depend on for your chief source of vegetables.
Yeah. Okay. Now, why do you, because I'm sensing a theme here, why is it that these supplements don't take the place of the foods that we typically use to replace them?
Because they're processed.
Okay.
They are processed. And processed, I know, is a dirty word, but processed is okay sometimes, but you don't want to be constantly eating processed foods because there's things that are missing. So like with the greens supplements, you're missing a lot of the fiber. You're missing the water. You're missing a lot of things that are just naturally in the food. And there's still, every year, they're discovering stuff that's in food that we didn't realize was in there. So, yeah, we have a lot of research. We've got all these other supplements like multivitamins and stuff where we're trying to supplement vitamins. But honestly, we don't know everything that's in food. So it's best to just eat the food. Because Mother Nature knows what she's doing. Yeah. So, yeah, if we're eating too much, depending too much on supplements, we're going to miss out on stuff. So it's just best to eat food. Yeah. All right, next thing.
Fish oil.
Yeah. Fish oil. I'm a fan. I take it all the time.
Every day?
Yeah.
Is there a brand that you recommend? Or does it just not really matter?
Now I've drawn a blank, but it's like Nature's Bounty.
Nature's Bounty.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good brands.
Is that the Costco? Is that Nature's Bounty?
I don't know. I get it off. I got it out of the grocery store the other day.
Oh, okay. Maybe I've definitely heard that brand before.
Yeah, it's a good brand. Fish oil is great for brain health, and it's great for lubricating your joints. Yeah. I mean, it's just does a lot of good things. What were you going to say?
Cardiovascular health.
Yes. Yeah, it's great. So, and it's hard to get enough of the omega-3s without taking the supplement. So this is one situation where I'd say just go ahead and take them every day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do try to eat fish, but that's hard to keep up with. And sometimes people don't want to stink up their kitchen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just go ahead and take fish oil.
Yeah. Now, are there any other, obviously fish, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of your omegas from. What other foods can we get these from?
I do not know at the time, right? Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, fish oil is very unique in what it brings to you as far as healthy fats and omega-3s. There's plenty of foods with omega-3s. Again, fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
But the intensity and the balance of it in the fish oil, because you want omega-3s and omega-6s in the right balance. So the fish oil is just really easy.
It's just easy. Yep. Just watch out for those fish burps.
The brand I take, there's no problem.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Next one.
Expensive urine. I mean, multivitamin. No, I'm just kidding.
Ground up deer bones. Shark fin.
Yeah. Multivitamins.
Yes. Flintstones.
Yeah.
They're
Chewables.
great. They're great. Yeah. Gummies or Flintstones. They're great. And again, they're great for filling in gaps if you're already eating a diet. But if you're living on donuts and pizza and then taking a multivitamin, it is a good start. I'm not going to hate on that. Like if that's where if that's your start, like I'm going to start getting healthier, I'm going to take a multivitamin every day. Fine. But you need to eventually progress to eating fruits and vegetables and lean proteins.
Yeah. So the trend that I'm sensing here is like just try your best to eat as much real whole food, as many real whole foods as you can.
Yeah.
And these supplements, they're just icing on the cake.
They
help
on you, right? They help you when you're in a situation for whatever the reason is that you can't eat your optimal way.
Yeah,
these are super helpful.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Probiotics. Probiotics are a big one now with gut health.
Very trendy
taking
right
care
now.
of your gut flora and all that good stuff.
Yeah, because everyone's got IBS. Part of it, they're trying to figure out the source of it, but I think there's multi-layered sources of the lack of gut health. I think it's modern stress.
Yeah.
And then I think, at least here in America, everything is so sanitized that our food doesn't have the natural bacteria that it's supposed to have. So, we're just not able to, our gut is changing. So one of the things that they recommend that you do before you start taking like a probiotic supplement or eating these yogurts and things that have probiotic put in them, those can be pretty harsh. Like if anyone's ever tried one and then you get a really upset stomach from eating the probiotic because you're not used to them, the first thing I would try first is eat a fermented food. Like sauerkraut, fermented pickles, which is not the same as like the Vlasic off the shelf. This is refrigerated, fermented pickles. So you have to seek them out. Kimchi. The Norwegians have some kind of crazy fish that's fermented.
I've heard horror stories about it. Yeah.
Anyway, anything that every culture has a fermented food.
Yeah.
So try eating those. Eat some pickles every day, or eat some of that every single day, and that's going to put that bacteria back into your gut, and it's going to heal your gut. So I would start doing that before I start adding the probiotics. So yeah, and also fiber as well. What's known as prebiotics. Yes,
right, to help with your gut flora.
Yeah,
making sure
add some oats to your yeah, and some whole grains.
Yeah. Well, it's another going back to what you were saying earlier. Another reason why unprocessed foods are important, or whole foods are important, because a lot of times when things are processed, very rarely does the fiber make it through to the end.
No, the fiber never makes it. Always gets thrown out.
It's like orange versus orange juice. You think it's very similar, but there's fiber in the orange.
Yes.
There's not in the orange juice, but there's still sugar.
Yes.
Right? So you're getting all that sugar without that fiber.
Yeah. Yeah, all this stuff, the food is already packaged perfectly with the perfect balance of vitamins already in that food for you to absorb what you need to absorb. So when we start doing the supplements, then maybe the vitamins might be out of balance, and now you're having trouble with absorption levels or overdosing on some vitamins. But food already takes care of all that for you. So again, I'm not hating on supplements because I use them, but you just want to try to eat food first.
Yeah. Yeah. So. All right, vitamin D.
Okay, vitamin D, you need to step outside. However, I do supplement because it's hard for me to get enough sun, and a lot of people are low on vitamin D and they don't know it. So it's, out of necessity, you're going to have to supplement a little bit, but when you can, step outside and get it from the sun, because that is your body knows exactly what to do with the sunlight, and you cannot OD on vitamin D when you go outside. You can OD on the UV rays, but your body knows what to do. So when you step outside and say you stayed 15 to 20 minutes is the standard depending on where you live. But let's say in the middle of America, 15 minutes is the standard. If you stay out for an hour and you get too much vitamin D, your body has no problem knowing that. And because it came from sunlight, it'll say, oh, we'll deactivate this part. They don't need this part. So, but when we supplement, there is a chance we could OD on it. You'd have to work really hard. But most people are low on vitamin D. So it's not a problem for most people to overdose on vitamin D.
Right. So in place of, we're saying make sure you're eating food. Yeah. In place of
eat your food outside.
Outside. Hey, there you go. 2 birds, 1 stone. Yeah.
Picnic. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And then calcium.
Okay. Are you sitting down? Yes, you are. Okay. If you're listening to this podcast, you need to sit down. Calcium supplements don't work.
What?
Yeah, I know. I've been told a long time to take them. No. So if you are worried about osteoporosis, you need to really look for foods with calcium. And it's not just milk. Like the easiest source is dairy, right? Greek yogurts and milks, but there's foods too. You have broccoli and potatoes.
Greens,
and
a lot of greens have calcium.
Yeah, spinach and whatever. Get it from a variety, but do everything you can to get as much calcium as you can through food, because your body really absorbs it very well from food. When you try to get it from a supplement, I don't know if they haven't figured out how to make them right, but what your bones do when they get the calcium from a supplement is it's not very smart. So it'll just patch the calcium onto your bone, but it won't fit in there as neatly as it does when it's from food. And so, you've got osteoporosis, and you'll go in for your bone marrow test, or not bone marrow, but your bone density test, and they'll say, oh, look, your bones are more dense. But what they can't see is that it's all just like patch and sloppy, and so you can still have a break.
So there's weak points when it's done that way. There's still you have patches, but it's not smoothly.
It doesn't fit into the pores as well. It's just kind of slapped on there. It's just not as neatly done. So, do everything you can to get calcium from food. Talk to your doctor. They may or may not know about this. Not all doctors, unfortunately, are up to date on this. But that's definitely something to think about.
Yeah. There's not a lot of nutrition training that I think goes into being a general physician.
It's just whatever the standard was when they were in medical school, and then boom, done.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right, last one.
Here we go.
Little juicy one. Juicy piece of information.
The Royal Keto Gummies.
Yes. Okay. This keeps coming across my husband's feed on his cell phone. And it is the biggest scam of 2022 and 2023. So Royal Keto Gummies, they claim that you take these gummies and you're going to lose a ton of weight. It's basically a fancy multivitamin. It's just a multivitamin. And we don't know, we can't figure out what company owns these Royal Gummies, and they're very aggressively promoted. If you do a Google search on Royal Keto Gummies, even if you put the word scam in the search, their own ads will pop up. And so it's very hard to get to information that is scrutinizing them. Yeah. And then another really interesting thing is they're using celebrities. They'll put pictures of celebrities on their bottles and say that, oh, this person lost this much weight. Right. The latest one is Oprah, but there's been other celebrities in the past, but the latest one is Oprah. Like, oh, Oprah lost 60 pounds doing this, and they put her name on their bottle. And I saw these. Amazon is selling these.
Wow.
Like, these are mainstream gummies.
Jeez.
But they don't do anything. They're expensive gummy bears.
Yeah. Yeah. To your point, I know that's not the main topic of this episode, but to your point, be very careful if you see any supplement that is making those types of promises. There's not there's not one magical herb they discovered in the Amazon that's going to help. Like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. No. There's not some magic bullet. There's not this magical supplement that's going to help you just lose 60 pounds. Like, no. Use your brain.
And if it really did make you lose 60 pounds in a short amount of time, I'd be scared of that supplement.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Because that's not fat. You're losing muscle, bones. Yeah. It's doing some weird. So, yeah. So either way, you don't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of surprising how mainstream it is. You even see it just in stores, and we don't even know who owns the company.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy.
Right. So if they're that sketchy with the advertising, what's really in the gummies?
Right. If they're willing to, that's a great point. Yeah, if they're willing to, forsake their morals just to make sales.
Right. They say that there's vitamin B12, B6, and they're saying all these things, but if they are not even owning up to who they are, they can put whatever they want on the bottle. They can say whatever they want.
Yeah.
So
the best way for those who are interested in losing weight, the best way to lose weight is slow and steady.
Yeah.
Sustainably replacing your not as helpful habits with helpful ones, ones that are going to be healthier.
Yeah.
That's it.
Figure out what are you willing to do now. It's like, okay, I am willing to eat slower. I'm going to make all my meals last 15 minutes or make all my, and then just work on that. Work on eating slow and getting yourself to be a slow eater. Spend 3-6 months on it. You are never going to regret that.
Yeah.
So just pick something and work on that. It's not as satisfying as these other, quick methods, but I promise you, 50 years from now, you'll be very glad that you became a slow eater or whatever other, walking 15 minutes a day, whatever the habit is. You'll be so much happier if you start adding in these really helpful habits.
For sure.
Instead of chasing the butterflies.
For sure. Cool. Yeah. So main points, just to reiterate.
Okay. Supplement is not a substitute.
It's not a substitute, right? Supplement. It's supposed to be supplementary, right?
Yes.
It's supposed to cover any bases you may have missed from time to time.
Yeah. Best
thing you can do is eat a variety of different foods, different whole foods, ideally.
Yeah.
And there's no supplement that's ever going to be able to replace that. A well-balanced diet.
Yeah.
A variety of different foods that are a bunch of different colors.
Yeah. Definitely. That's it.
Yep. That's it. There you go. I guess we could have condensed that down to that one little sentence right there.
I mean, again, the supplements have value, but they're not a substitute. So.
Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Hopefully this was helpful. We'll talk to you next time.
All right. Bye.